Turning prospects into buyers isn't all sunshine and rainbows, but is still very possible and required for your brand to see growth. So in this video, I'll be breaking down a list of questions that when answered and evaluated can bring you to customers, not prospects. Let's go. Since 2017, our sales execs have conducted over 10,000 sales calls and have driven over 1,000 clients to Belkins. Considering that the company has grown 50 times over this period, we probably were asking the right sales questions. So let's find out what they were and assemble a list of the best B2B sales questions to ask to convert your leads into buyers. In B2B sales, approaching questions requires a strategic approach. Start off by thoroughly researching the client and their industry. This will help you to sound like you know what you're discussing and get you on the same page with a client. Before you start a call, plan your talk. Here's 3 things that I strongly recommend practicing in advance. Setting clear objectives, preparing a mix of open-ended questions that encourage detailed responses, and last but not least, memorizing your questions and asking them naturally instead of just reading them from a list. Once you're actually on the call, set the tone and avoid being robotic or cold, respect customer boundaries, and aim to deeply understand the client's business and listen more than you talk. Being patient and attentive helps you to customize the pitch on the go based on the client's answers about their specific situation. Asking open-ended questions in sales makes pitching so much easier. 1, they don't limit your client's responses to yes and no, and 2, they engage your customers and encourage data-rich answers. Asking the right questions should give you the stepping stones to go from demand discovery to deal closure. Check out some open-ended sales question examples on the screen. Avoid asking basic questions just as they are. Clients might feel like you're just fishing for leverage and brush you off. The trick is making the best open-ended sales questions the base of your conversation while adding enough details and empathy to take them to the next level. Once again, check out the examples on the screen. Closed questions, typically answerable with yes, no, or maybe, are more specific. They logically come later in a sales conversation following the discovery of the customer's needs. They can be paired with open questions for deeper insights, but their main goal is to quickly provide precise information. For example, are you satisfied with your current supplier? Is this within your price range? Closed-ended questions have their value too. Think of it this way. If you want a specific answer at some point, why use an open-ended question? Yet use them thoughtfully and scarcely. With experience, top sellers master blending closed and open-ended questions to make sales talks feel friendly when needed and business-focused when required. To keep things interesting, moving on, we'll be talking about how to build up to sales questions by stage. The best sales questions to ask customers depend on the timing. Sellers often refer to sales calls as peeling an onion. Every question peels off a layer, opening the way to the middle or the prospect's deepest concerns that you need to solve. Naturally, you will need to use different questions in this process as you move from the outermost layer to the middle. First, ask qualifying questions. So these determine if your prospect is likely to purchase from you or not. You don't want to waste your time if the lead isn't qualified. Second, you shift to rapport building questions. Now these will lead to greater engagement and interest. Some of them can be closed-ended questions and others open-ended. Third, peek under the hood with business-oriented discovery questions. Going beyond a surface-level marketing quiz shows the customer that you really care about solving their specific problems and helping them reach their goals. Fourth, it's time to address possible concerns with objection-based questions. Be creative here and never take no for an answer. The least you can get from an objection is as much helpful information as possible. Fifth, direct prospects to the finale with the questions that help close the deal. There's no need to be shy about it as it is a simple part of the chat. If you presented your case and your prospect is excited about what they can get, now's the time to decide when and where. Each of these stages is important. Early stages helps you to establish yourself as a likable and knowledgeable professional. The later ones show your commitment to addressing the core issues of a prospect's business. All right, now let's take a look at some of the best sales questions to ask at every sales stage. For example, questions to qualify a lead. So unless you got your lead from a filled-in form where they explicitly stated their needs, you should open your talk with some qualifying questions. Check out the list on the screen. Next up, rapport building conversation starters. Knowing that you do have something on hand to help your prospects, you can build rapport and credibility. Your goal at this stage is to show that you're a friend and make them let their guard down a little. Look at the examples on the screen of the top techniques to make your prospect trust you. Here's a list of our favorite open-ended sales questions for this specific phase. Just remember, this is your time to actively listen. Show genuine interest, learn about their day-to-day work, figure out what bothers them, and offer help. Next up, discovery questions for needs analysis. At the stage you're assessing sales needs, you need to know the real job your buyer is trying to get done and how your solution plays into that. Find out precisely what they're trying to accomplish, what they've tried, and what it will take to earn their business. Once again, examples on the screen. As you start getting responses, some of them will be negative. So next up, objection-based questions to address concerns. Expecting objections helps you to handle them better. No wonder there is a whole category of questions to ask a customer in sales when handling rejection. Think of an objection not as a no, but as a chance to keep the conversation going. Use smart questions and trial closes to sway prospects to your point of view. On the screen, there are a few examples of how to dig for your client's concerns. If they say no, ask them, then I guess there must be some other reason. May I ask what it is? If they say yes, ask them this. I guess we should talk about X in more detail. Does that make sense? There's nothing to lose from this if you believe your prospect's life will be better with your business. People love authenticity, so you could try a direct approach. Prospect name, I know you'll be good with our help. I must be doing a faulty job of explaining why. What is the fear stopping you that I've not addressed? Last but not least, questions to close the deal. As Dale Carnegie said, to win someone over, you need to start getting yes from them as early as possible in the conversation. Mixing trial closings into your sales pitch questions can help with getting people engaged and participating in conversation. Examples on the screen. Then, supposing everything goes smoothly, you can shift the conversation to closing the deal with something along the lines of what you're seeing on the screen right now. Even while using the best questions and sales techniques, the threshold for closed sales is never 100% or even 50 or 20%. Be ready for a lot of not interested drops, but remember, each no gets you closer to an inevitable yes. If you want to learn even more about sales questions and get the 8 biggest mistakes to avoid chart, be sure and visit our detailed article, link below, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for tuning in and have a good one.